Tonight at 11 on CBS2 News. They work in the darkest, most dangerous environment, hunting for evidence, investigating underwater crime scenes. Wherever duty calls, one elite team of divers is always there. Go underwater with LA's FBI dive team. Tonight at 11 on CBS2 News.
Well, if CBS ever comes out with a CSI underwater, it might be based in Los Angeles. That's because the real-life version is already here. CBS2's Sharon Tay introduces us to some FBI investigators who work in some of the toughest conditions you could imagine.
When there's a major crime scene underwater, the FBI's USERT is called. USERT stands for Underwater Search and Evidence Response Team.
There you go.
And these guys are part of the FBI's Los Angeles division.
You're good to go.
They're an elite group of divers, federal agents, who conduct crime scene investigations underwater. Bobby Chacon is the USERT leader in Los Angeles.
You obviously have probably seen it all, right?
Pretty much, from plane crashes to boat crashes to cars in the water, bodies in the water, and everything to as small as a wristwatch or a wedding ring.
And his team dives in the toughest conditions.
Most of the time it's actually pitch black, you can't see, so the divers rely on the feel. The more you walk around in the dark, the more comfortable you'll get at doing it, and that's what our divers do. They get very comfortable at operating in black water.
So their lives depend on the equipment they use. On this day, Chacon is training some members of his team at the National Polytechnic College of Science in Wilmington. They're testing out something new.
What you do is you take your stand up, right? You take the helmet in your left hand.
An underwater helmet that will protect the divers. Chacon has got 14 years of working for the FBI dive unit under his belt. The LA team went to Modesto for the Lacey Peterson case.
The detectives that were prosecuting that case asked us to come out and look for search for evidence in Richmond Bay. The search itself wasn't difficult from an underwater standpoint. It was only 6 to 8 to 10 feet of water. The most dramatic thing was we had Lacey's family along with us.
When the Space Shuttle Columbia exploded and peppered the waters with debris near Texas 6 years ago, the local FBI dive unit recovered a large piece of the shuttle. And when the Interstate 35 West Bridge collapsed in Minneapolis, these guys were there.
When we got there, we worked closely with the U.S. Navy, who had sent the team of salvage divers in to recover the last few bodies and some of the vehicles that were still down there.
Some of the missions have been more difficult, like the 1996 crash of TWA Flight 800, where all 230 on board were killed. It's one of the largest underwater search and recovery efforts in U.S. history.
It was dramatic because it was 125 feet deep, and it was just a large aircraft, and there was a lot of people on board. We recovered all 230 victims in that crash. It was difficult. It was, from that standpoint. The sheer number of bodies in the water and then the number of children involved as well.
Copy, Mark.
Mentally and emotionally challenging, physically demanding as well. That's why they train all the time. Chacon tells me mastering skills in an underwater environment is what keeps these federal agents alive. This is Sharon Tay, CBS2 News.